What are you sniffing? You sniffing food? Are you rolling around in the food now? Hey, Fern. Hey, Connie. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hey, Larry. Yeah, every Sunday we say, let's not go back, but unfortunately that's not an option.
It's an option, it's not a good one.
Well, it's less of an option for you since what happened to these guys?
I don't know.
Lionel, it's coming for you.
What's on the floor over here?
I think they left a piece of food.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, leave the shoelaces.
Such a loud kitty. You can hear it from across the room. Such a happy kitty.
No, I just said no shoelaces.
Did you not just change those shoelaces?
I did. That's why I'm not letting her mess with them.
Not allowed to destroy brand new shoelaces, even though you let them do it to your work shoes.
I'll change those too.
Good job.
Camouflage, I didn't know you were up there. You should have a full belly though. You ate a good bit of food, didn't you?
Lily said she was hungry tonight. Which is good because she's been losing a little weight, we think, mostly because of stress. And possibly because Doc and Clara eat all the food before she has a chance to. Fern says hi.
Hello, Fran.
Fern.
Fern. I thought you said Fran.
No, sorry.
Fern.
Fran would be a new one. I don't think we ever had a viewer named Fran.
Mm-hmm. You're getting a double chin, Doc.
And Chunker. Save your jumps. What are you doing? He is a handsome cat. He's definitely a little pudgier than he has been in the past, though. That floof you up. We were saying that Percy's probably going to be a fat cat. He was already a little chubby, and how can you say no to that face? Oh, I discovered that we had a whole bunch of those crinkly balls at the house from old scratchers, so I brought them some so they have some more. They come inside those. They come inside those incline Kong scratchers, and our cats go through one of those probably every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then we snip out the crinkly toy when it's destroyed. When you guys have in your room is all chewed up.
Throwing one away.
Yeah, wet is definitely healthier in general and easier to monitor their eating. But when these guys don't feel like eating their wet food in front of you, and then you know that Stella is going to eat it as soon as you leave, then you gotta leave them some dry food anyway. Zelda says, that was mine. And Doc says, that's mine. I had a few extra, but I didn't have 8 extra, so you can't all have your own. Or 10, I guess, including the other 2. First come, first serve. Oh, what was that? Hank. Hank picked it up and took it away. You just took one away, Hank. Where'd it go? I think you just left it. You took it and you left it. Lionel was purring before, but right now no one is. I don't know if that's the, what's like the, what's that whirring sound in here?
The refrigerator's making noise.
It might be the refrigerator that is only halfway functional, so we're not even actually using it. It needs one of its fans replaced, I think. Well, we know. We just don't know if we don't know if we can get the replacement fan part yet.
Stella, she's got her eyes locked on Doc.
No, now she's attacking her own cats. I can't video and do something about it.
I want you to be able to run around, but you're not going to cause all kind of havoc for everybody when you're doing it. Not having any of that. It'd be nice that you gotta go in here.
Probably smelled the other cats on the crinkly balls or something.
I don't know. She's just got an attitude problem. Doesn't she, Lily? You're okay. You're okay. What are you so cranky about?
We've been lucky with our cats at home. Most of them just eat whatever we put in front of them, but these guys, we've switched their kitten food a couple of different times after they stopped wanting to eat it anymore, the kitten canned food. And they're acting picky about the one that they have right now, again, so.
Oh, excuse me. They typically eat it in the mornings.
Yeah. But yeah, these guys have definitely been kind of a pain to figure out a food that they'll all eat. And I mean, Doc isn't even on kitten food anymore because he wouldn't eat any of the kitten food we gave him. He just wanted that adult food and gravy kind. So Doc gets what he wants. I don't think he needs the extra calories in kitten food anyway. No! No! Let me go! And we can't free feed our cats at home dry food because of the ones who'll eat it all. So they all get one dry meal a day in the morning, just because that's the time of day that we're least focused on what's going on. It's easier to just measure a scoop in all the dishes rather than do the canned food in the morning. So they get specifically portioned amounts. And then Murray, the one with the urinary issues, has his own dry and canned food. But luckily, none of these have any sort of health issues so far. They just eat a little bit too much dry food, probably.
Is somebody crying to get in, or is that still?
That sounds like someone crying to get in. 3 someones. Why do you want to go in there? There's nothing in there for you right now.
There's a Stella in there.
I think he thinks whenever that door's shut and she's in there, she's getting her special food, but she already chose not to eat most of her special food, so he got to eat it already. There's nothing for you in there, bud. We tried having Murray on the grain-free dry food that we had everyone else on, since we thought, oh, well, it's high quality. Hopefully it will prevent future issues, but he still had recurring infections and inflammation and whatever, even on the high-quality food. So we just switched back to the vet food, and we'll do that until it stops working, I guess. I don't really like feeding it since it's full of grains and stuff, but if it keeps him from having his flare-ups, then it's worth the compromise to me. And we have the one fountain that I've mentioned before that is a pain because it gets clogged all the time, but I don't know that Murray even drinks from it. Everyone else likes it though, so. And he drinks out of the dog water dish that's right beside it. Yeah, we don't feed any of the other cats corn, wheat, or soy. And the canned food is not grain-free, but the dry food is grain-free, so his food is definitely way lower on the quality scale, but whatever they do to balance the pH or whatever in that food, it works for him and it helps him, so that's what he's using for now. Just so loud. You gonna play with them with a more entertaining toy? Do a better job of it than I can. What you doing, Doc?
Guess I'll let her back out until she starts trying to beat up everybody.
Yeah.
Hank and Wilson over here crying for mom.
He just wants her food. He thinks it's in there with her. We're gonna have these cats conditioned to think whenever people get out litter that something good is going to happen. Pavlov's cat.
We gotta start working on them to do the jumping through your walls.
Yeah.
Seems fairly easy to do.
I think we need to get a fountain for our dogs too, because they always want to drink out of the cat fountain, and all they do is clog it up with drool.
It was almost a bad flip to hire.
No.
Well, didn't take very long, did it?
Ah, don't let him break it. Mess it up.
No, I'm just gonna twist it up.
Ours are on instinct. Just the regular instinct, not the one with the raw boost stuff in it. And they seem to like it. So they've been on that for a while. Our cat's at home. These guys have not been on any grain-free foods just because it's a little bit expensive for all these cats. So we just try and have them on quality food that's not grain-free.
The blue buffalo not.
Not grain-free, but the regular blue buffalo isn't. The wilderness is. But they're on the premium edge kitten, but it got discontinued everywhere we were buying it, so we're now switching them to the blue buffalo spa. Ah! For baby. The blue buffalo spa, like the regular grain having blue buffalo kitten food. Just because that's available just about everywhere. And then our dogs are on the regular blue buffalo dog food. And have been for, most of the time that we've had them, I think. Yeah, I think that cats know which foods are worse for them and which foods are better for them. And then,
Like the worst ones.
yeah, they prefer the worst ones.
It's like humans.
Yeah, like our other cats would love to steal all of Murray's urinary food. It's like crack for them. But it's expensive and you don't need it. I mean, it's probably, I think it's over twice as much as their grain-free food for the prescription food, so.
That's not cheap. Where'd you go, Wilson? Oh, you're in your cubby hole over there. I see you. Why don't you come down here, Bella?
I think we pay something like $40 for the 7-pound bag of the urinary food, and then it's more like under $35 for like 12 pounds of the regular grain-free cat food. So the things we do for our pets.
Come down here, Stumpy. Lily.
We've been lucky with Murray that it's just been inflammation and never a blockage, and never requiring surgery or anything. He just always had recurring infections and sometimes inflammation that seemed like an infection, but they wouldn't find any bacteria. So they thought part of it was psychological. So he's on the urinary food and on anti-anxiety, like anti-depression medicine. Hi, buddy. What you doing? Nope. Ooh, that's a lot. We'd definitely pay it if we had to, though. Two crazy cats. That's good, Clay. Whoa! Flying leap from Doc. Go! Almost landed on him. Sorry for shouting.
Alright, let it go. No, let it go.
I can't even capture the whole jumps anymore.
You're all into it now, Stumpy.
She likes it until she gets afraid of it. Zelda the acrobat. Nope.
You got it. You got it, didn't you? You gotta let it go. Oh, it's all wrapped around your arm.
Woo!
Twist it up.
I think they might even make stuff like specifically marketed for that. That's basically the same thing. Like a water additive for urinary issues. But that's a good tip to avoid paying for that. Whoa! Zelda! She's so good at this. She is. She's just like a little gymnast. It's her floor routine. Nope.
I try to let her catch it periodically to keep her interested in it. I don't do that with the other ones. I catch it enough without it being intentional.
Yeah. She lets go of it a lot nicer than they do. We do. We've only adopted one out since the last group of adoptions back in August, I guess. We adopted Percy out, what was it, weekend before
3 weeks
last.
ago. Almost. Well, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't last weekend, but the weekend before. What are you doing, Stump?
Right, there you go.
Stop growling at it. And we won't be doing any adoption events for the foreseeable future, and we won't necessarily be advertising or pushing for adoptions, given that it's the holiday season and not a good idea to encourage cats as pets. And
Cats as pets.
I mean, cats, cats as presents. Sorry, we greatly encourage cats as pets.
They're food. Hand raised.
Ah, Cats as gifts are not a good idea. It's not a good idea to get someone a cat as a present unless they have told you they want a cat, in which case just get them a cat. Don't make it a present. But yeah, so we won't be pushing for them to be adopted, but they'll still be listed on Pet Finder and all of that. It's also, cats are not great around Christmas decorations. We've had several artificial Christmas trees destroyed by cats.
Yeah.
So it might not be the best idea to get a cat or kitten and let it roam your house with your Christmas tree up. And
We put a real tree up last year, and I think they were less interested in the real tree than they were the plastic tree.
yeah, I think so. No, don't break it. It's got those big, I forgot what the middle part of the feather is called. I used to know. But these have a big, thick middle part, and they try and chew that whenever they catch it.
But back to the Christmas tree, we also didn't have a tabby in the house. So that remains to be seen how that's going to go.
Yeah, he's had more experience climbing trees probably than most of our cats. Mabel probably had some. But besides her, everyone else has been indoor only since being very young.
Tabby and Doc they have pretty different personalities. Now, granted, Doc has not been in our house and able to jump in our bed and all that. Doc may end up being the same way when he goes to a forever home, but
He's definitely not as talkative as Tabby.
no.
Tabby is a chatterbox.
And Tabby likes to cuddle in the bed with you. Yeah. Doc would definitely be a troublemaker around Christmas decorations. He's a troublemaker without them. But still as sweet as can be. He just doesn't know his own strength sometimes. Stumpy wants in.
He likes it better when it's moving around in front of her.
Yeah, Lily was playing with it too.
When you dangle it over her, she gets a little bit more weirded out by it. Like, oh, the big hawk is going to land on me.
Lily says she wants it. We haven't experienced the total destruction of a Christmas tree yet. I hope we never do.
They just climbed on the branches, and they were inexpensive trees, but they were still metal branches, but they climbed the branches and sat on them, and they were not little tiny kittens at that point, and so they all got bent.
So we did a real tree last year, and that went okay. We'll probably do a real tree again this year, albeit a little bit smaller. We went full Griswold last year.
Go Griswold. It wasn't so big that it bent over at the top, but we did have to cut off a few inches to fit the topper on it. With a real tree, you don't have to worry about them wrecking it. I mean, you might be annoyed that your tree is unattractive for the rest of the season, but at least you don't have to be mad that it's unusable next year because it was already going to be put to the wood chipper.
Yeah, Connie, we always unplug all of our lights and stuff when we're not home and keep an eye on them when we are.
We have them on a power strip, but we've learned from experience that power strips don't matter to cats.
Yeah, they just run across the buttons. That's what's happened to the stream a couple of times is there's a power strip on the floor and they just start running around and they hit the power button. And it shuts everything off.
So we use this strip to be able to turn them all on, like when we're just in the house and don't have them on yet. But when we leave the house, everything gets unplugged from the power strip. And before we had so many cats, we still have them, we just don't put them up glass ornaments. But once our cat numbers started to grow, we switched to all plastic ornaments.
Yeah, we still have glass ornaments, and maybe one day we'll have a big enough house where we can put a nice tree in a room with glass ornaments and keep the cats out of it, but that's not the house we have now.
Good job, Lionel. He just does not know how to land on his feet, poor boy.
Well, I think the only decorations that our tree got last year were the lights. I don't think we actually hung any ornaments on it.
We put the lighted topper on it,
Hey, Tina.
but yeah, I don't think we put any ornaments.
Yeah, I don't think I can just completely stop putting up a Christmas tree yet. I might be forced to, depending on how this Christmas goes with Tabby, but my intent is to keep putting them up.
There's getting some jumps in, little jumps.
Lily's waiting too, even though she's not going to jump for it.
You almost got it.
It's twice I've almost been killed by Wilson. Where did Zelda go? Oh, she's on the table there.
No. Don't. I said chew it to pieces.
Sorry, I'm zooming in and out. I'm trying to get it to zoom completely out again.
I don't know if yours is weird, but mine's weird. It zooms in and then doesn't want to zoom back.
Yeah, that's what it was doing, but I got it.
Hey, fell down.
That was the real reason. I was just making up excuses as to the whole Zoom thing. No, her phone is like mine. When you try to zoom in on the app, it's like when you take a picture with your phone, you have to do the little two-finger thing. And for whatever reason, it doesn't like to zoom all the way out. Is the door open again? Right there?
Thought we left him.
Okay. Just making sure Stella could get out if she wanted to.
Maybe when he went back there before. Didn't you open it because she was crying?
Yeah. Hey, you're in the 1,100 square foot club with us.
Wilson, you just have no concern for your safety. It was our starter home.
Yeah, our starter of cat insanity.
Well, I mean, we bought it as our starter home. Assumed we would move before now, and we just have not yet. So, starter home for 10 years next year.
Yep. I don't know how long you're supposed to stay in the average starter home, but
Probably not 10 years.
I mean, we have a really big backyard that we could add on to our house, but I don't think we want to live in that spot anymore, any longer than we have to. We have a neighbor who is not the most mentally sound, I guess we'll say, to put it nicely. I'd kind of like to get away from him.
He's not directed his. I don't know what term to use. He's not directed his outrage at us, but at some other people in the neighborhood. And we're not personally like in danger or anything from him, but he's not a pleasant person.
Well, doctor said I'll just lay down. I'm done. Stumpy's over here, patiently waiting.
And he lived there as a kid in that same house, so they are not going to move.
No, Clay. All of our cats are indoors, so he never even. I mean, unless the cats get in the window or something, he never even sees the cats. But he has an ongoing feud with the people that live across the street from us, who got a dog, and it's a blue heeler, and the dog barks. He's called the police over there, and he told allegedly. I heard this second or third hand, but he allegedly went over there and told him that if the dog ever gets out and gets in his yard, he's going to shoot it. And
He constantly yells at other neighborhood dogs when they're barking.
yeah, his
Or goes
solution to
outside.
barking dogs is to go outside with an air horn and blow an air horn really loud, because that helps dogs stop barking. You know, it's a little known fact that loud noises make dogs stop barking.
We don't leave our dogs out. We leave Vinny out sometimes, but he doesn't really bark except at planes and like hawks. If a hawk comes and lands in the tree, he'll bark at it, and sometimes he'll bark at planes flying overhead. But
You know, Vinny has a thing for birds and airplanes, anything that flies, and squirrels.
and sometimes neighbor dogs, if they're barking at him, sometimes they'll bark through the fence. But Allie, on the other hand, is a very bad barker, so she
Yeah.
does not get left out because of that, and also because she
Why do you just keep
tries to-
plopping down?
tries
Doc?
to escape through the fence like she has before. She chewed the chain link gate up to get out one time, and then she gets nervous at sounds of like neighbor kids or people, or probably him yelling too. I'm sure she doesn't like him. She hides under the shed.
But you're right, Connie. Grumpy is, I should have thought of that word. That's a pretty good descriptor. What's up, Stumpy? Now where did Lily go?
She went in the window. I don't see her. You want to swing back?
There
Yeah.
she is.
Oh, she was hiding. They're all slowing down. Like I said, they like it more when it flies in front of them. When it stays above them, they're like, ah, attack. Oh, Zelda says she wants back in. Oh. Nope. That was me.
Grief, Doc. Well, he let it go that time.
Yeah.
Said they touch him and he let it go.
I don't think that will be a habit. Come and get it, Zelda. Doc. He hasn't started panting yet. As soon as I say that, he probably will. They take periodic small breathers and then just get right back to it. I think the two of our cats that get along the worst, well, three I guess. Luna, our oldest cat, and Mabel, the youngest female. They're the only two females. They do not get along, but aren't, hello? What, buddy? But aren't completely mortal enemies all the time. But Mabel and Oscar, they like all the same spots. They like to lay on us in the bed. They like to climb on top of the fridge and the cabinets. So they both want to be in the same spots all the time. And they don't want to share those spots. So I think that's part of what makes them so upset at each other. And Luna's the same way to a certain extent. She's, like I said, she's the oldest cat, so she's my baby, and she likes to be paid attention to, and if Mabel interferes with that, then she kind of seeks her out and wants to put her in her place. But otherwise, everyone else just hangs out occasionally, might play a little too rough. Luna is 11, I think. Well, she was born in spring of 2006, so I guess she's like 11 and a half. And then Mabel, when did we get Mabel? Not last summer, but the summer before.
2 years ago.
So 2015, and she was probably about a year old then, so she's around 3.
Over here?
Well, I know it makes us sad when we see ours getting older and losing some of their faculties. Like Vinny, our oldest dog, is also 11 and a half or 12 now, and he's a lab mix, so pretty good sized dog. So he's getting to be a super senior, and he does not hear very well anymore. Listen to that purr bucket. No buttons to eat right now. Sorry to hear that, Fern.
Hank.
We don't even want to think about losing any of ours, cats or dogs. We know it's a part of life and it'll happen, but we'll just pretend they're all going to live forever. I hope all ours live that long.
You're a rotten cat, Lionel. What are you trying to do?
See, I film with my pinky lifted. I'm a weirdo. You're gonna make somebody so happy, Lionel. You're such a good cat. He says, "Oh, that's enough."
He's going to his alternate spot.
What you doing? Boop boop. What you doing, buddy? Are you gonna eat the crinkly thing? I'm gonna eat it. Not that we're in a position to have a large parrot or anything like that, but I'd always thought it would be cool to have one, but that's sort of why I wouldn't necessarily want one. Unless it was a rescue that was already middle-aged, I guess. Because those birds will outlive you. Weren't we talking the other day about how that's weird that big birds live forever and little birds don't, whereas big dogs live the shortest time and little dogs live the longest. What are you doing?
No cats over here.
No. Yeah, they can live so long. And sadly, I don't think some people are prepared for that, and then they end up in bad situations. So, I don't know. I don't know if I could ever have one and have to worry about what would happen to it when I was gone. But of course, you never know what could happen to you. I mean, we're relatively young, but who knows how long we'll live, so we just do what we can while we can. I guess we should draw up wills and have our life insurance go to our cats and their caregivers. No! Be nice to me. Be nice to me, buddy. I'd have a snake if I wasn't married to him.
You're going to have to divorce me if you want one.
I think all animals are awesome, including snakes. He thinks snakes are gross. He's like, I'd never sleep a wink knowing that there's a snake in the house that might get out. The only things I wouldn't have as pets are insects. I don't like killing spiders or beneficial bugs, but I do not like them enough to want to hold them. Held a cave spider once in college in my invertebrate biodiversity lab. It was the scariest thing I've ever touched in my life. I think it was a cave spider. So if you want to Google that, you can see how horrifying they look, if I've got the name right. Yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of different species of cave spiders, so I don't remember the exact kind, but I think in general it was a cave spider, but it was just horrifying looking, like like worse than a tarantula.
Gosh, she was kicker as a pillow. Was.
Are you cuddling with your kicker? Is it your buddy? Well, I guess we should go ahead and start wrapping it up then. We're over 50 minutes, so we had a nice long one to make up for the short and missing holiday ones. What you doing, buddy? So thank everyone for watching. We should be back to a more regular schedule tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't like the weird schedule for this, but it sure was nice not having to come to work. But these guys will enjoy me being back at work tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll be happy to run around more than just a couple hours a day. So thank you guys again. Let you know when it's about to start tomorrow, but like I said, should be regular scheduled time. So we will see you all then. Say bye, Hank.